Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on the time zone. Now, when William Ruto's government decided to go for the bunge la wananchi to arrest Calvin Okoth, popularly known as Gaucho Nuru Okanga, and one other guy, we were on this pipeline calling on this regime to release the youth. Those are just young youth here who are playing the activist role to put government on task to deliver what they promised Kenyans. We were telling William Ruto to focus on Raila Odinga, to listen to what Raila Odinga is saying, and if he has a fight, take it to Raila Odinga. If he has to come down and listen to the young men here, the youth, then he has to solve what they are talking about. That was our position. So Ruto and his regime just made sure that Calvin Okoth and Nuru Okanga are not part of the Monday mass action, because these guys are part of the Jesh Nabab. So indeed, they managed. They did not attend the mass action because they were in the cell. So yesterday, lawyer Danson Omar presented them in the court, and of course they were released on a cash bail of 1,000. I think that was fair. Because now the regime is saying that these youth are being funded by individuals to cause havoc and destabilize security in this country. The question is really, if Ruto can be worried of just young men who are speaking their mind here at that level, then will he govern this country? That was the question. But then, Gaucho and Okanga had a message. They have a message for this government, that you can arrest us, but as long as we're not sorting out the problem in this country, you have to build more jails for us. That you can arrest us, but you cannot stop us from continuing with a journey that we have started. Their spirit is high and they're ready to continue with the journey. Listen to them shortly, then from there we are going to continue with this conversation.
Kwa sababu gani? Hawana kazi, hawana pesa ya biashara, wanavuta bangi ama wanakunywa pombe ili wasahau ya kwamba wanafaa wakuwe na familia, wanafaa waowe, wanafaa wakuwe na maisha kama watu wengine. Sasa mimi kama president ya ghetto ama president ya bunge na represent vijana wote Kenya mzima, whether uko Kenya Kwanza ama ulikuwa Azimio, hao ndio wananiuliza Gaucho tufanye aje. That's why mimi nasema wapende wasipende, the moment maisha iko juu, mujenge jela mingi, muweke risasi mingi na tear gas mingi, kwa sababu vijana wetu wanaumia, vijana hawana kitu ya kufanya. Na President William Ruto alipromise ya kwamba mimi nikifanya tu nini, alituanzia ya kwamba anapeana vijana pesa ya fuliza 450. Wajatuambia ya kwamba kijana mgani amefaulu na 450 kuanzisha biashara. Anatuambia yeye alianza na bottom up, alianza na kuuza mayai. Yeye mayai yake sasa nikikuwa Kisumu, nilipata mayai Kisumu ni 200, ambao yeye ndio main supplier ya mayai. Kwa nini kama yeye kweli anasema yeye ni mumwaki dinga? Na mimi naambia youth, hii vita si vita ya Odinga, ni vita yetu si wa vijana, tujikomboe, kwa sababu tumekwanga tukikoniwa. Sasa ukitembea leo ni siku ya shule, watoto wengi wamekwama wajenda shule. Na sasa mnasema ya kwamba ni bottom up. Mimi nasema mtushike, mtuue, mfanye nini, mtaua mwili, but roho ya kupigana. Siku vijana mtajua ya kwamba it's not about tribe. Tuligawanishwa na tribe ya kwamba ukiona Mkisi hata kama kuna akili mzuri unamuona kama mchawi. Ukiona Mkamba hata kama kuna akili mzuri unamuona kama muoga. Ukiona Mjaluo hata kama kuna akili mzuri unamuona kama mtajakatwa na anapenda vita. Ukiona Mkikuyu hata kama kuna akili mzuri unamuona kama muizi na ni mtu aziongoza Kenya. Enough is enough. Lazima tuungane kama Wakenya, tupigane na hizi kampuni ya Gachagua na William Ruto. Walisema wasaga hawana. Sisi kama vijana wa Islam lazima tutafute share yetu. Hatujui tutatafuta na njia ya upole ama njia ya uzuri, tuwezi promise, but lazima tutafute nini yetu. Nashukuru Omari, nashukuru maloya zote ya kusimama na sisi, na Wakenya ambao wametuombea, na Raila Odinga ambao pia amesimama na sisi. Hatuwezi ogopa. Watu wasisema ya kwamba sisi tunafandiwa na Raila Odinga ama Azimio. Sisi ni bunge la wananchi, tuko independent. Kitu nafanya tukae na Raila Odinga na Kalonzo Musyoka ni agenda ni moja. Kenya watu wasagawana kampuni. Lazima tutafute yetu na tutatafuta na njia yote. Naambia madisi hayo mlitushika na uzuri, but tuta retreat na tutachoka. Asante na Mungu akipenda wabariki. Tushika ili tuzuia, lakini ilijaa hata kuliko vile ilikuwa. Inamaanisha wameshika mtu mmoja. Mimi kama president wa bunge niko na only 1.1 members ambao wananifuata. Raila Odinga na Kalonzo wako na zaidi ya 10 million. Sasa ukishika mtu wako na 1.1 na unawacha mtu anaongoza zaidi ya 15 to 20 million. Kama wanataka kukua serious, so sianga sisi ambayo wakinomari wanasaidia sisi na Kisungu wanatukopesa Kisungu, waende Karen, washike Raila, then tujue ya kwamba wako serious, wanataka kustopisha maandamano. Na wakitaka kustopisha hii maandamano, wa make maisha ya vijana ikue cheap kuanzia Central na kila mahali.
Now we are continuing the page discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing to our channel subscribers. I must say thank you so much, and again to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now we can see the direction in which William Ruto and his regime is heading to, as far as the issue of dealing with the youth is concerned. The main aim of arresting Calvin Okoth and Nuru Okanga was to intimidate the youth who are standing up to speak their mind to the government. Remember, the other time it was Ujama 1 hour. They arrested him. For him, he was beaten. Omosh was beaten. The aim there was to beat him so that the other youth who are following him, who are out to speak like him, who are out here to face the regime and tell them the truth, they would fear to continue with that direction. It failed. So then he came for these two. What Ruto is not aware is that he is strengthening this youth. Today, Calvin Okoth is becoming more strong. In fact, he is mentoring Calvin Okoth to become a real politician. From an activist who is defending the youth to a real politician. He is making Nuru Okanga more powerful, more resilient, and now transforming him from a youth activist to active politician. That is a seed he is already planting in these two youth. So in as much he will think that he is intimidating Raila Odinga supporters, the youth who are aligning with Raila, he is actually strengthening them unknowingly. Nuru Okanga and Calvin Okoth have come from the cell more stronger than before. And they had a very strong message and solicited advice to one William Samuel Ruto. It's very clear. They are telling Ruto that we are men of us. Some cannot speak, so we speak on their behalf. So what you need to do is either you are building more jails to jail all of us, if you can. And of course he cannot. He cannot jail everyone. And if you're not doing so, the only way is to sort out the mess in this country. What is the mess? Cost of living. And today Gaucho came out as a real youth who is standing in a gap, not realigning to any side. A man who is speaking on behalf of the youth in UDA, the youth in Kenya Kwanza, the youth in Azimio, and those who are not aligned in any political side. Because what he's pushing for is to have employment of the youth. Because unemployed people in this country, the youth, I want a kazi kapsa. They cannot afford food. Most of us, we cannot even marry because We don't have money. Hatuwezi hata pata pesa ya kujenga, uoe bibi, mzae, ulee jamii. We cannot, because there is, umefika 35 ujaoa. Look at that. Of course, many youth ukifika hapo 30 nafaa uko umeanza kuoa. Uanze kujenga ndio ukiendelea hivyo, of course. Usianze kuzaa watoto kama sasa umeendaenda hapo hivyo, mapema hivi. Lakini sasa sababu ya njaa na kukosa kazi, people cannot even marry. Huko nje, other marriages are breaking down. Ndoa zinavunjika kwa sababu people cannot sustain basic needs. Gaucho is coming out to tell William Ruto, jenga jela zingine nyingi so that you jail all of us. It is just a message to tell him that, Mr. President, we are not stopping at any point. We will continue in this direction to tell you the truth and to popularize the youth to come out in their numbers to demonstrate against your government, so that you can go and make life affordable, open those servers, so that we can understand when you are leading us. Are you really our president, or you are the president of minority? Baada ya kufungua server, pia wewe uangalie mambo ya IEBC. It is not your IEBC. It should be an IEBC that is going to serve the interest of politicians and the voters. Let the electorate interest be taken care of, and the politicians, everyone. So Gaucho has a direct message to tell Ruto, we are not backing. We will be in the front line. And indeed they are going to be on the front line. Ruto has made these two heroes. They are coming out more of heroes. So intimidation has just strengthened them. The message we are telling William Samoei Ruto, just go back to the drawing board. Listen to Raila Odinga and look on a way to negotiate with him. Number one, on how you are going to lower down the cost of living. Number two, on how you are going to constitute the new IBC. Number three, on how you are going to open the server. Ukifika hapo, then we are at home. There will be peace in this country. There will be no reason to arrest the youth. Then from there, weke Biblia chini, utafutia vijana kazi, wapee kazi, and then people will have peace in this country.